Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to make a cover for this album that I made. I didn't record this process because it's fairly simple. All I did was put paper inside of page protectors. But this is going to be a December daily that I will be selling. So I don't really have time to make my own dailies. I'm still not done with my October daily that I made. So yeah. Anyway, I will be making these to go onto my Etsy shop. I might have to do like pre-orders just so I'm not buying the supplies ahead before I actually sell them. You know what I mean? Anyway, so this one's fairly simple. This is one of the styles that I was going to do, and this is just done with binder rings, and we're gonna make a cover for this today. So all I did was, like I said, I filled in the pages. None of the pages are glued down, so this here is removable. You can move it around, move it to a different page. All of the pages will have a set of number, or all of the albums will have a set of numbers to go with them. And this one will most likely have a black oriented Christmas number set to go with it because it has a lot of black accents. Each page in between has a note sheet, just like kind of notebook paper, filler paper, if you will. To give place for journaling if you choose. There are, I forget how many pages there are. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So there's 15 pages, and each page has a front and a back. So there's 30 total photo mats. So anyway, we're going to make a cover for this, and because I like the way that this sits as is, but I do kind of want to make it a little bit more sturdy, and I do want to do some decorating on the cover. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to measure these sheets, both height and width, completely across. Now the sheets that go inside measure 8.5 by 5.5, but that's not how big the actual protector is. So we're going to, inches aren't so bad. So we're going to do 8 3/4 inches by probably 5 3/4 inches. Nope, I lied. It's 6 1/4. So this one's 6 1/4, and this one is 8 3/4. So let's just get our paper. Now this is not double-sided paper, so I'm actually going to need 2 sheets of paper because it's not big enough to make 2 cuts because I need it 6 1/4. Now had I needed it 6, then I would have been fine. But because I need it 6 1/4, I will need to grab another sheet of paper. So I'm going to do that real quick. Oh, I actually grabbed a different sheet completely. It is from the same paper pad. It's just a different design. So that's my 6 1/4. And I put that on the wrong side. And then this is going to be my 8 3/4. There we go. Now, I do need a couple, I did set those aside. So I need a couple of scrap pages. So this one is going to be, it's because my paper is not double-sided, I need something to go on the other side. And I could have honestly cut these together and I didn't. But now I'm going to. And then we're going to cut this at 8 3/4. And there you go. Now, a tip that I have learned by doing covers several times on various projects, if you are laminating your cover and you want to use washi, then put your washi on before you laminate. And this is what I mean. So we're going to set this aside. And I did set out some washis that I wanted to use. So, okay. So these are going to be our main covers, our front and our back cover. These two pieces are going to be the inside covers of both of these. Now, if you want to use washi, you can lay down all of your washi prior to adhering your inside covers. So I'm going to start laying down washi. I will most likely speed through this part because I think you guys have seen me do this 1,000 times. So in that case, or without further ado, I'm going to start laying some washi down. So I finished up all of the washi. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up off of my mat and I'm going to fold everything. Instead of cutting it, you can absolutely cut it, but it's going to give me a nice smooth edge, and I'm going to have something on the back of this anyway. So I'm just going to fold everything over like so. Try to make it smooth, just so there's not a lot of dimension when you go to laminate. And there we go. Alright, so there is the back cover, and this one might be a little bit more difficult because I put everything on an angle. There we go. Alright, now let's see, we might have to cut this one though. And then we'll cut the other corner. Now what I'm doing here is I'm cutting the corner off, or out rather, because it's not going to fold over properly if you don't. Like, part of it's not going to stick. So now I'm just going to fold everything. And okay, so now that you have that done, you can go ahead and put your other piece on if you'd like, or you could just continue to do any kind of embellishment, if you will, to these pages prior to actually laminating them. So if you want to do 3D embellishments, definitely wait until the after you laminate. But if you want to do like stickers or anything like that, You can do those prior to lamination, and what that's going to do is it's going to secure your cover better because everything's in that lamination. So what I'm going to do is I pulled out some cards, and I don't know if I want to use them or not, but they're really pretty, and I really do want to use them. It's actually really pretty like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop off this little thing. How did I have this? Well, that works. Alright, I think I'm going to do that. And it'll probably change as soon as I get it onto the mat again. Now I'm putting a decent amount of glue on this because it is a cardstock. It's a card. So I do want it to stay put. How did I have this? Is that how I had that? Ah, it looks good. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to trim the back off here. You can do this with trimmers. You can do it with scissors. I happen to have my knife handy, so I'm going to use that. And voila, there's that. Now again, if you wanted to add stickers, you could definitely do that, and if not, then don't. So I'm going to figure out which, because I want one of these on each cover, both the inside and outside cover. So I think I want to put my Santas on the inside and my greetings on the outside. Maybe we could just put it right there on the bottom. Oh, I don't want to put it in that corner. Actually, and now this one can go right there. Alright, so now we're going to put our inside covers on top of our outside covers. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get our laminate sleeves, and we're going to pop these through the laminator. Okay, so I wanted to come back and show you guys before I actually put this through the laminator. This is, I got so many things going on my desk right now. This is the laminating sheet, okay? And then this is all of the extra, because you still have like a little bit of space on either side here. So this is a whole lot of extra. So what I'm going to do in order to kind of use that is I'm going to lay some stickers on here, and I can then later cut them out and use them as embellishments. Okay, so I have both of my sheets laminated. I did cut one apart already, and now I'm going to cut the other one apart. And all I did by doing to cut it apart was flip it over, put the clearer side on underneath the ruler, and then I just kind of sliced pretty close to the cover, but not so close that it cuts the paper. So now we can set these aside. I am not going to do these in this video. And now I'm going to double check my edges and make sure that they're straight, because this one is so not. And you can absolutely do this in a trimmer, which would probably be easier, because my knife and I, we just agree to disagree. Now, I love this thing, but at the same time, it's a pain in my booty. Mainly because I can't cut straight, and that's my fault, not its fault. Like, it really has a fault because, you know, it's an inanimate object, but we'll just pretend. Okay, so this one I cut a little bit close, so I'm not going, right here I cut it a little bit close. I'm not going to make this straight, because if I do, I'll cut off this entire thing, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to leave it be. And if I have to, then I'll make a complete another one, and it's actually not that bad. So I'm going to pull out my corner rounder, and we are going to round some corners. Now, I am not rounding these corners for the sake of having round corners. I'm rounding the corners so it doesn't stab me to death. So I'm going to use the 1/4 of an inch because I don't want a definitive round corner. I just want something that's not going to stab me. Okay, so I have my corners rounded now, and I've put my rounder away. And now what we need to do is we need to cut our things, our covers. I'm sorry, like I don't know. Put this on top of this, on top of this, and I will punch these all together. I'm gonna start punching. And I do have it open so I can see inside. Because if you have it closed, you're not going to be able to see inside with this particular punch. So it just the only difference is it makes your garbage kind of sit on your table instead of in the little pail where it's supposed to be, or inside. Sometimes it gets stuck. And if that's the case, just flip it upside down and squeeze it, and then it's all done. And I also wanted to show you guys something else. I had made some shaker cards recently, and those videos will be up already. But I had made some shaker cards, and I wanted to show you guys that you could definitely add them to your inserts. Okay, so now we have created a cover for our daily album. So you can use this concept for any daily album. Sorry, my chair is super squeaky. I seriously need to get a new one. I always say that, but I haven't done it. But anyway, so you can use the same concept to create any album of any size or shape or anything like that. These are Avery page protectors. They come in 25 a pack, and there is, I think they're like $4 or $5 a pack. And if you make an album this size, you can only get one album out of a pack. So, and then these are just card paper, cardstocks, with different embellishments. And so yeah, I think that this turned out super, super, super cute. You could definitely do more embellishments to the cover. Anyway, so I wanted to show you guys the shaker cards. So if you guys remember a little bit ago, I had made these shaker cards for you guys, and they are just, hello, I'm just gonna throw them. Okay, I'm sitting on my foot, and now my foot's going to sleep. So anyway, these are just various shaker cards that I made, and I showed you guys how to make these using, you know, your own materials and just old packaging and this, that, and another. So now I went ahead and I did this because it is kind of a lengthy process, but you can absolutely make these shakers for inserts, and whether it's inserts for, you know, your Target Dollar Spot planner, or whether it's for a photo album or a pocket letter, anything, you can definitely, or if you're making tags, because they have holes in them too, you can definitely put holes in your shaker cards. The only thing that you need to do is seal them up with eyelets. And what that does is I can shake this like, and it's not, nothing is coming out. So no matter how much I shake this about, that stuff is not going to come out of there because I've sealed the holes with those eyelets. So now what I'm going to do is I can definitely, you know, add these different shakers into this album, but I'm going to add this one shaker to this album, and this is going to be what's for sale. If you want more shakers in here and you are the one that purchases this album, then let me know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell the shakers for $5 a piece if they're this big. If you want smaller ones that are like tags or something, then I'll do $3 a piece for those. But those are the same concept. They're quite simple. So, and just, you know, I'll just make them to match this unless you tell me something specific. So this one here, let's see if we can find a page to match. This actually matches it quite nicely. So I'm not really sure where I left off at. My brain's kind of scattered a little bit, but I did want to go over the pricing with you guys with this. So you will get this exact daily album. So you can use it for a December daily, you could use it for a photo album, you could use it for a journal, because there are journaling aspects in here. There's journaling pages in between every single protector here. And all of these sheets of paper, they are just set inside. That way you can use them at your will. You can use them for embellishments. You can use them for dividing your pages. You can use them for enhancing your pages. But I didn't want to actually create each layout because I figured that this would give the buyer more options. So the construct of the album itself is, I think, what takes the most time, and then the creating the layouts itself, to me, is the most fun, and, you know, adding different embellishments and this, that, and another. So this, I always struggle with pricing because I never know what to price things at, but I honestly don't know. So this includes all the rings, the covers, all the pages. It does include one single shaker card. If you do want more shaker cards and you're the one who wants to buy this, then just let me know, and it's just an extra $5 on top of the total price here, which I'm gonna say $25 to start this, because this is a created album. It's not an actual book. Now I do have small binders coming in the mail, and I will be making more dailies. I only have one or maybe two binders coming because I didn't want to like mass produce these because I didn't know if they would sell. This is $25 for this as is. With this, what you're going to get is the album itself, and I created this cute little pin. Let me move this out of the way for you guys. And all it is it's an ink pen that I decorated with washi tape. So honestly, after the season, if you wanted to take all the washi off, well, you could. So it's got the little snowflakes that are the same as what's on the cover here, and it's got the little tree trim here, also the same as what's on the cover here. So you get this, you get the albums, and you also get corresponding dates. So all of these are black in nature, and they are cardboard, chipboard. They're not chipboard. They kind of have the consistency of can't talk right now, of poster board. So you could just go through and put these, you know, wherever you wanted to on your album. And it is 1 through 25. They are all different. And Santa. Reindeer. And there you go. So, like I said, they are all different, and this particular kit will include all of the numbers that you see here, the album itself, one shaker element, and a pin. If you want to buy the shaker elements separately, that's fine too. That again, those would be $5 for the bigger ones. Anything over or anything this size or larger, if they're gigantic, then I might have to do some research on how to do those, and those might cost a little bit extra depending on if I have to buy materials to make them. But if they're like smaller, like say pocket letter size, or like small pocket letter size tags, those are $3 a piece. I don't know how to put listings on Etsy for, hey, I can make this for you, just let me know. So I don't know how to put listings on there like that. All I know how to do is put, like, I've already made this, and this is how much it is. Those are the only listings I know how to put. So I am creating this video to kind of, one, let you guys see the cover, and two, kind of be like, okay, I can do this for you guys, and this is how much it'll be, but I don't know how to put that on Etsy. So anyway, so yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you've stuck out until the end of this, kudos to you, and thank you so much more for, you know, all of your support, and thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye guys.